What?
I don't think it recorded. I just went to do this and I
All right. My name is David. This is my brother Ray, and we are.
Preachers from the bleachers.
That's right. Here we go once again. So we got this show every week, most times. So you can listen on anchor.fm/preachers from the bleachers. Got our own URL there, or you can listen on Spotify.
Spotify.
Thank you. And also here on the YouTube channel, you can watch us if you just love to see our beautiful faces. So please pass this along to anyone you might you think might like to hear or listen or whatever, or make fun of us, whatever. You can make fun of us in the comments. I don't care about that either. We're just having fun every week talking about some stuff we would talk about anyway. So today we're going to talk a little bit about Patrick Mahomes, Cam Newton and the Patriots, renaming the Redskins, Desean Jackson, the NBA bubble begins. Major League is canceling the minor leagues, and then always the "You Suck" segment.
Amen to that. That was a big tease, man. In the radio world, they call that a tease. You teased everything.
Well, I
Like,
think I'm trying to pick that up because I'm trying to get we have so many views, but they don't always view the whole thing. So I'm trying to let them know, hey, this is what we're going to talk about. So if you want to listen on further,
or if they want to, you
or skip
allowed to
ahead.
skip ahead to
That's
the
true.
part that you want to listen to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think one of the Terrys one time suggested that we use some time codes and stuff like that, and if I can figure that out, I'll do that. So and take care of it. But right now we're kind of going to go with this and see how it
They need
works
to listen
out.
to the whole show.
They do, and like I said, hey, the chat there, the comments is I'll listen to all of it. You got suggestions for us? I'll take that. If you got a link in there you want to put in there that shows me how to do that stuff, I'll take care of it.
Again, people, we just two dudes talking sport. Boy, if y'all could only hear the stuff we talk about when we're not recording. Sometimes we find ourselves saying, "Hey, man, hold up, let's say that for the podcast," and that feels unnatural because this is just
Yes,
what we do anyway. Yeah,
yeah. So we actually go during the week and say, oh, no, we can't talk about that right now. We got to
yeah.
save it for Wednesday. So, all right. Anyway, so the big topic at hand today, the hot hand is Patrick Mahomes.
All about the Benjamins, baby. That's why I got all these $100 bills around me.
I
Amen.
see
God
that
bless you. God is good.
all the time.
That 10% just got real huge for Jesus. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Patrick
no
gonna drop
kidding.
off a lot of dough at some church. Make me wanna be a pastor suddenly. Anyway, yeah, man, it's all about the Benjamins. I'm kind of conflicted because even though it's a deal up to $503 million with incentives, it was a team friendly deal. Now I ain't got all the numbers to prove to you how friendly it is, but I know that if the GM say it's a team friendly deal, most of it I think that is because it's only $140 million guaranteed. And then
Yeah,
the other part is the salary cap is always going up. Very seldom do it go down, right?
yeah,
So if the salary cap is going up, we had this discussion about Dak. The reason why Dak was asking for 40, because he knew, just like I knew, just like I've been telling y'all all along, he getting somewhere between 45 and 50 million. So Dak knew I ain't Patrick Mahomes good. I'm somewhere, below that. So
yeah,
that's why that man was asking for 40, because he already knew this ain't a set the market kind of contract. This is a once in a lifetime contract. This ain't the first time somebody got 10 or 12 years. The Philadelphia Eagles extended Donovan McNabb for 12 years. Donovan McNabb got 12. Michael Vick got a 10-year deal. So this ain't the first time somebody got a big deal, but usually in that big deal, he got a big deal that's um more more accurate for the past than now. Most big deals have more money in it guaranteed. If you hear $450 million, I thought it was going to be 225, $250 million guaranteed. No, it's 140. You know what I mean? So that ultimately this contract comes down to a 6-year deal. It's a 6-year deal for $140 million, which is still a whole lot of change. Ain't nobody gonna
yeah.
sneeze at $140 million, but he gonna renegotiate, like, cause that's
Right.
what they do, right? So he'll end up getting $500 million. It just ain't gonna be on this contract. They're going to renegotiate. It's 6 years. It's probably the small. They thought this was going to be the hang up in the beginning anyway. They thought that Patrick was going to come in and say, "Let me get 5 years and let me get 400 million or let me get 350 million."
Yeah.
That would hurt the cap. That would, but when you, I mean, the NFL cap is what it is. The further you can push out those years, and then just look at it in year 12, not year 10, 12, because he still got to play out the 2 years on this rookie deal. 12 years from now, $50 million for a quarterback will probably be Mitch Trubisky. I'm just saying, that's what it is.
I don't even think Mitch could get that.
Maybe not Mitch. It ain't going to be Mitch himself, but it's going to be somebody like Mitch.
Well, in 12 years, you know how much money Mitch Trubisky's going to be making playing football?
Well, I don't know if he's going to be playing football. He might.
Right, that's none is the answer.
Trying to make some sales. I'm just saying 50 million. His cap hit might be 50 million, but that deal ain't gonna. It was a good deal for everybody, and I want to be the person that say I'm conflicted because Tom Brady did this for a lot of years and he got 5-6 rings. Yeah, I mean, is it 6 rings or 5 rings? It's 6 now, right? That's 6 rings. Give a little bit back so we can keep putting the team around you.
Absolutely.
But the selfish quarterback, I need that cash in me. I mean, man, at 225. I mean, but Patrick Mahomes is a better man than me ultimately because I would have asked for 225 million guaranteed.
Well, you know what? He's still going to get that 225 million. He's going to get probably a lot of that 500 million.
Just not in this actual contract.
Yeah, like you said, he's going to renegotiate at 6 years. If he's won another Super Bowl by then, he's in great shape. So, he's getting, and he, to me, it's always about, look, okay, how much money do I need to live on and take care of my family and then just have bankrolls of money to do stuff with and still have a team around me? I mean, I know these guys love their money and they want to make a statement like I'm the highest paid guy in the league and all this other kind of stuff. And he is. But at the same time, man, I mean, you hamstring your team if you take so much money that they can't sign the great players that you want to have around you, especially linemen, offensive linemen. And, I mean, you got the best tight end in the game right now, wrapped up for a few years. You got some pretty good receivers. Your running backs aren't too bad. Got a great coach.
I like Tyreek Hill, but I ain't trying to throw no ill will toward Tyreek Hill way. But is he Tyreek Hill without Patrick Mahomes? The only other place he could have been Tyreek, he couldn't be. I think let's use Tom Brady. Last year's Tom Brady. I think that he's just a borderline Pro Bowler. He don't make the Pro Bowl if he's on Tom Brady's squad.
I don't know, man. He is fast. Like blazing fast.
Dude, there's a lot of fast people in the NFL.
But
There's been a lot
of fastest.
There's been a lot of fast. There's been a lot of 4.2 guys coming to the league, mostly drafted by the Raiders. I mean, Darius Hayward Bay comes to mind. I mean, 4.2, 6'5", and about 230. That don't mean you can catch. Because it also depends on who throwing the ball to you. I mean, football is one of the most team-oriented games you can get. I mean, like, even more than baseball to me. Because once the pitcher let it go, he can't do nothing else, right? It's just the ball in the air. It's still you. One pitch, one good hitter can change the outcome of a game. But the quarterback still got to throw it. He can't throw it to himself. Somebody still got to block for him. Well, sometimes they ain't got to block. You just make some magic with your feet and then let it go. But you still gotta have somebody to catch the doggone thing. I ain't trying to say Tyreek Hill ain't great. I'm just saying I don't think he's that great if he playing with another quarterback. And that's why I use Tom Brady, because Tom Brady wasn't the best last year, but he was still can get some things done. Is he a Pro Bowl wide receiver without Patrick Mahomes? Patrick Mahomes already doing what people think he's going to have to do, which is make some of these dudes around me that's really good. They already drafted Tyreek Hill's replacement in Hardeman, McCole, whatever his name is. They already ready to replace him. They already drafted another fast dude.
I think Tyreek Hill is this good with several other quarterbacks in the league.
We finna see, because Tyreek Hill is not going to be signed by the Chiefs.
Okay.
We can't.
Well,
We just
and it depends on where he goes. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, if he goes to Cleveland or something like that, he's probably screwed.
well,
But
see, no, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So that's again, I'm glad you brought up Cleveland.
but anybody
Because
going to
Baker
Cleveland is
Mayfield
probably
supposed to
screwed.
be, the next great thing after Patrick Mahomes. He
He's
might
got
be,
Beckham.
but he had OBJ and couldn't do nothing with it. You
Right.
see it? You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying that. Okay, Tyreek Hill, you're OBJ with a bad quarterback. That's what I'm saying. Your quarterback does it. We had this conversation before about Russell Wilson. Once he got paid, man, come on, man. I don't want Doug Baldwin, man. That Doug Baldwin don't put no fear in my heart if I'm a defensive coordinator. But that's his number one wide receiver, and he make it work.
Yeah.
He said,
Well,
"I'm
that's
saying
what I mean.
because Russell make a big chunk of the money. This is who you get."
Odell Beckham was a star with Eli Manning, and I don't really think a whole lot of Eli Manning. But you know what? You know what hurts my heart as I read this today. Eli Manning has made the most money ever in the NFL. It's like 252 million, something ridiculous like that, and that's like the most to this point in the NFL. The cash he's taken home. So
No wonder he set the bench last year. Like, yeah, whatever, it's over.
yeah,
I'm straight.
just so many better players than Eli Manning.
$1 million. No wonder Peyton out there doing State Farm commercials. He trying to catch up.
No kidding.
He trying to catch up to his little brother.
Anyway, so yeah, I think it's a great deal for Pat Mahomes, and I think it's a great deal for the team as well, so they can still build around him and bring in guys. But congratulations to Pat Mahomes, and he's 24 years old. That is awesome. He's really young.
That's a lot of money. I'm trying to represent for him now with the Texas on me right now. Yeah, Texas boy right there, and Patrick Mahomes.
Is he from the Dallas area? I know he went to Tech.
No, but I think I told this story before. The guy that taught him his throwing motion, LaTroy Hawkins. We coached his son. You just don't remember. His son was on our basketball team.
What was his son's name?
Don't give me. He wasn't very good. Ask me about Desean or Elijah name. I could tell you about all the ballers that was on my squad. I don't remember the scrubs. The only scrub I remember is Cayman Berkeley. Because his mama was not a scrub. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, he was a pretty cool little kid too.
He was a cool kid, but he sucked. Yeah, look, he grown now. So if he see this, I'm just gonna tell Cayman, you suck.
He was really small. I mean, at his age, he was smaller than all the other guys on the team, and he just wasn't very strong. So,
Dave, the beauty of what we did is we didn't turn no kids away. We took horrible, crappy kids and made them, able to at least go on a pickup game. And when they got picked last, they shocked the world. Like whatever you were. After you came through and got coached by Ray and Dave, you left a much better player. Cayman is gonna always be king of the nerds because he can shoot that rock. I bet you he could still shoot it. But when he came, he couldn't shoot. He can't dribble.
Yeah. So he got a lot better. Yeah, there was a lot of progress.
So there. What we did is we just took whoever wanted to play, we took him, we coached him up, and we did the doggone thing. But Cayman came in, he was horrible, but his mom was not.
Christy, hope you see this.
Amen.
So, all right, moving on. So Cam Newton goes to the Patriots, and we talked about this last week, and some of you will remember this on the show. We talked about this last week on the show. Oh wait, more about that later.
Yeah. Last week's show.
Last week. So Cam to the Patriots, man. This is one thing I said that I never believed all that BS by Belichick that, Jarrett Stidham's our guy. We love him. He's going to do great. And I know that his system has done great things for quarterbacks who've gone other places and been terrible, but they look great while they were in New England. Matt Castle. Yeah. So I think it's a great thing for Cam. I think he's going to have a resurgence. I think he's going to be better this year. I think Belichick is going to make him look good, probably better than he's looked in a long time. Like I mentioned to you last week that, Cam's only had 3 years of 60% or more completion rate.
Why you gotta bring that up?
It
That's
makes a
not what
difference.
Cam.
Yeah, well, quarterbacks got to pass the ball sometimes.
Okay, sometimes.
And
I agree. Sometimes
accuracy counts.
So, okay, man.
Anyway.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like Lamar Jackson looked real good throwing that thing and running that thing. I'm not saying that you don't, especially at 31. He need to stay in the pocket a little more, or by 33. Quarterbacks be playing till they 38 now. I mean, what ain't Drew Brees like 40 something? You know what I mean? Like, and then how old is Brady? Ain't he like 50? So I'm just saying, quarterbacks playing a long time now. If Cam want to be one of those quarterbacks that play till they 38, at 31, this is the year to probably stay in the pocket as much as possible. However,
get better at passing.
You ain't got to get better at passing because you over there with Josh McDaniels. You keep saying Belichick, but I think Josh McDaniels is the key to this because he made Tim Tebow look like Tim Tebow could play. So,
right.
Cam is definitely a better passer than Tim Tebow.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's not how good of a passer you are. Sometimes it's the person that's calling the plays. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Tom Brady made a 6-ring Super Bowl ring career out of dinking and dunking. Like, he ain't throw that thing deep unless he had Randy Moss.
And that's great. That's going to work great for Cam.
That's going to be great for Cam.
Yes, that's in his wheelhouse.
That's in his wheel. It's not his fault. First of all, look, I love Cam, but I listen. You talking about 60%? I didn't know Cam was going to play in this league this long.
Really?
No.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. I can see where you're coming from on that.
Man, yeah, I love Vince Young. Vince Young did exactly what I thought he was going to do in the NFL. I thought Cam Newton was going to do the same thing. I'd be hoping and wishing and praying, hoping they get it together. But when I see quarterbacks that rely more on their feet than they do their arm, it makes me just a little nervous. Yeah. But they giving you money to be a professional. So I expect, like Lamar, to take a big jump. I don't want to see all them runs. Listen, I'm not telling dude not to run. I'm just saying, like you say, the part of the job of quarterback is to throw that thing, right? So I look for him to get better. I always pull for them guys, because they black. I'm not gonna, lie about it. You know what I mean? I love to see the black quarterback do their thing because for years they said we couldn't, and that's the reason why. For years they said black quarterbacks couldn't. So it's special, not just for me, but for anybody in the black community. We revel in it because we know that we've been telling y'all all along we were able to do it.
I don't understand why or who would say black quarterbacks can't do it. I mean, you've got a good history of the guys that actually get in there doing pretty well, like Warren Moon.
And look what Warren Moon had to do to get there, though.
Absolutely, I go through USFL and all that kind of. You had to go Canadian Football League.
They wanted dude to play running back.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Doug Williams. I mean, Donovan McNabb. I mean,
they ain't gonna bring up Doug Williams. Now, Doug Williams had one great year, won a Super Bowl, but Doug is
won a Super Bowl.
Doug is a Super Bowl quarterback, but so is Trent Dilfer. So, like, that don't mean.
But
you know what I me?
Oh, so don't again, don't tell me.
Oh, he did do his thing. Trent Dilfer just kind of,
he did a good job driving that bus.
But listen. Quarterbacking sometimes, man, everybody can't beat Patrick Mahomes. Everybody can't beat Lamar Jackson. But I'm telling you right now, everybody can beat Tom Brady. Use your brain. Use your mind.
Yeah.
Right? This is what take good players to being great players and great players to being Hall of Fame. Ray Lewis is the greatest middle linebacker of all time. Not because of all his linebacker thing, it's all linebacker things that he did. It's because just the super smart. You know what I mean? Like he pointing at, that's the play. Like he see the play before they happen, know the verbiage they using, and then just run to the running back right in the backfield. That's what makes dude the great. And ain't many linebackers got as many interceptions as he do too. He out there doing linebacker things and strong safety kind of things. Right. So to me, that's what makes you great. Listen, if I don't care who looking at this, if you're a little kid, if you one of my kids or one of the kids I might be coaching soon, you just gotta study and self-study. Don't just study your opponent. Know what your weaknesses and strengths are and try to get better at your weaknesses right? While still being good at your strengths. Tom Brady ain't got the strongest arm he never have. He ain't
Yeah.
fastest, but he got 6 Super Bowl rings, and it's all with this.
I
It's
mean, there can be
mostly this.
guys out there that are more athletic than you, but if you're as smart and know where to be and when to be, and you got great mechanics and this, that, you can compete with them and beat them.
You can. The thing that makes because I don't really think Patrick Mahomes know how to play quarterback yet, man. I think he's doing a lot of this on sheer athleticism.
Yeah.
But
He's
when you
winging it.
but when you learn that I ain't gotta throw it 50 yards, I can throw it to this guy 12 yards away and let him get the other 50. You see what I'm saying? When to throw it, who to throw it to, when at the right time, all of that matters.
Yeah.
Right? Right
He,
now,
he's
Patrick
he's
Mahomes
doing a lot of that.
Jackson are just saying, hey, you run real deep, my
Yeah.
arm is sick, I'll get it there.
That's what I was about to say. Is like he's running a lot of that, middle school on the weekend.
Right. And I'm just
We're playing. Yeah.
exactly. And I just happen to be more athletic superior than you, so I can come out here and play a street football game and you can't stop me.
Yeah. So anyway, good luck to Cam this year. I think he's going to do well this year. We'll see what happens. I'm sure he's going to be starting there. It's not going to be Jarrett Stidham.
They say you got to win the job, but
So
as you
yeah,
know, and I know, the person that makes the most money has the most opportunity to win the job.
yeah, that's
Oh,
true. Yeah, he's making much. He's only got a $7.5 million deal, and that's heavily incentives. But
I gotta put some Bears talk in there. Nick Foles.
Nick Foles, the backup quarterback for the Chicago Bears.
Watch your mouth.
All right. So the Redskins probably coming up with a new name sometime soon. Yeah, I can't believe it's taking this long. Dan Snyder just wanted to dig in his heels.
Calling people the Dallas Honkies or something. Then when nobody feel good about that.
No.
It's wrong, man. I mean, like, man, sometimes, as people, man, I don't understand us, man. We know when something is wrong, and we just keep letting wrong just do. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, I mean, I I thought I knew everything about the Redskins nickname, and I heard something I had to go read up on. It's even worse than I thought.
What do you have to know about it? It's sort of it was a racist taunt against Native Americans. So I mean, what else is there to know about that?
Right, man, you said that perfectly. Why did it have to be more?
Yeah.
Why does it take a Black Lives Matter movement in order to get you to change your name?
Yeah.
And that didn't really get it to change. It was all them cats that he in partnership with that got big bucks that said, hey,
that's right.
Hey, bro,
we're bailing
because we like these black dollars. So you either get with the program.
Well, I don't even think it's the black dollars. They're just like, they don't want to be associated with any kind of open racism anymore.
Especially at this time. That's what I mean by
right. Yeah.
saying this time it's a real equality movement, if you will. And nobody want to be on the wrong side of that. Yeah, I mean, I say black dollars, but I mean dollars, period. People will stop messing with you if you ain't on the right side of history at this time in history anyway.
So what do you got for names? What do you come up with? What do you think?
Man, I got a lot of risk. There's a part of me that want to keep the hog in it, right? Because that's what I mean. Obviously, they're not the hogs now, but when I think of John Riggins and the Redskins, Doug Williams, and Joe Gibbs, my man Joe Gibbs. Remember, we went to the NASCAR, went to Joe Gibbs' suite. So I mean, like, just thinking of Joe Gibbs. When to me, Joe Gibbs is the Redskins. And when you think of Joe Gibbs Redskins, you think of the Hogs. So I think Hogs is it. So maybe the Washington Wild Hogs.
I like the Warthogs.
Yeah, I mean, Warthog don't scare me. When I think, I mean, like, their name should be like if two mascots are fighting, I ain't picking no damn Warthog. That's what I'm saying. That's how I look at it. Like, if you're gonna pick a tough name, pick a tough name.
Well, I think it is a tough name. And there was one of the cool things about Warthog is there's an aircraft called a Warthog. It's a military aircraft. So when they do the flyovers at the beginning of the game, they can do the flyover with a Warthog.
Now,
aircraft. It's a military aircraft.
Warthog, I think Lion King, and I think of Pumbaa. You know what I mean? I'm thinking McConnell. They ain't got no worries. The Redskins, excuse me, that Washington football team, they got some worries.
Well,
You know
you've
what I mean?
never
Like,
you've never seen one of those in the wild because they got those big old tusks and they'll come after you.
but couldn't a warthog be a wild hog? I mean, it is a wild hog, is it not?
You know
But
what I think of when I
sounds like it's
wild
a
hogs?
and he foaming at the mouth, and he just bites you just for just stepping in the jungle or the woods or wherever the hell the warthog would be. But
You know,
wild hogs,
Wild Hogs. It's Martin Lawrence and John Travolta and who's
they,
Tim Allen. That was
they,
a movie.
they,
That does not inspire fear.
they was tough. They was
No, they were a bunch of wimps in the
in the
movie.
end, they showed up. That's what matters, and that's what the Washington football team need to do. Show up with a good name. But wild hogs, man, I thought pigskins. I didn't, you know what I mean? That didn't work. It just sounded like I was calling them the Washington footballs. I also think they should drop Washington. You play in Maryland, just represent the whole district and be DC something.
Well, if we're going to do that, we need to name lots of teams, not just Washington. Like Dallas Cowboys have never played in Dallas; they're always played in Arlington. So, they shouldn't be the.
You said always Arlington, but it was Irving, then Arlington.
It's Arlington. You're right, but not in
I
Dallas.
understand what you're saying.
So, but you said the Warlocks. I like the Warlocks too, but
But
I think
Warlocks to go with the Wizards. I mean, we got the Washington Wizards and the Washington Warlocks. It just kind of goes together.
I think
we
if there were
change Senators, the Washington Senators to the Witches, because I don't like them witches anyway. You know what I'm talking about? I want to say something start with a B, but I change them to the Witches, the Wizards, and the Warlocks.
are there any Washington Senators still? Who's the Washington Senator? They used to be the Texas Rangers baseball team.
Nationals, whatever, same thing, man.
Nationals.
Same thing. That's what I said.
It ain't the same thing.
I was just speaking a different language. Catch up, damn.
Two words mean different things, so no. But I think if Washington was going to do it right, what they would do is they would talk with some Native American tribes and find out, hey, look, what's a name we could come up with that you guys would think would help celebrate Native Americans and that kind of thing, and maybe come up with something there that was okay with them.
I don't know, probably the 80s day where they did that already, and 9 out of 10 Native Americans said they were cool with Redskins. So, like any statistic, all you do is just find the right group, and you can get the answer that you want. So, so they can go back to those same 9 people. Well, 9 Native Americans just said, yeah, we're cool with Redskins. You know what I mean?
It would probably be a little more open now, and other people would be involved, so it wouldn't just be that kind of thing. So,
just go and get up out of that Redskin thing, man. Get on up out of there.
Yeah, right, exactly. But I mean,
it's cool. I see what you're saying. It's a good sentiment on what you're saying.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, man, we've been saying this negative thing about Native Americans, so let me ask y'all, what's a positive thing? And we'll just keep it with a Native American theme. And I'm saying that sounds good, but I would, for me, and a $1 billion business, I'm running away from it.
Yeah.
I'm going to run hard.
I don't have any problem with that either.
I'm the same dude that would change name as often as the NFL would let me. Let me sell more merchandise.
New jerseys and
I change names every 10, 15 years. I just change names.
Yes.
Like just change that. Yeah, you know what? I'm sick of it. I mean, it's work for some people. Wizards.
Yeah.
Not the Wizards. What's his team?
Grizzlies?
Michael Jordan.
Oh, the Bobcats.
Nope, Hornets now.
Well, they were only the Bobcats because New Orleans took the name Hornets with them to New Orleans, which they should have never done. And I think Utah Jazz should give that name back to New Orleans.
The Jazz. Why is Utah? Utah should be Utah Mountains or something.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Utah Mormons or something. Wait, that might be wrong.
No, that's not a slur. That's not a slur.
I'm saying at this time in this country, I'm gonna be real careful. So let me back that out. I'm sorry, Mormon people. I didn't mean no disrespect. If
that's not a slur.
I wasn't trying it.
It's like saying the Utah Baptists. So it's not a slur. It's just
your religion, Baptist.
The name of
that word.
But not to Baptists. So anyway, good luck on the Redskins renaming that. They haven't officially said they're going to do it yet, but there's all kinds of pressure coming
because they starting. I think they almost leaking red tails to see what the response would be to it, And I think that's a tip to the Tuskegee Airmen,
Yeah.
which I don't know.
I mean,
Again,
again,
was the plane, mine is a bear. I win.
no, I wouldn't. Again, like you were just saying a minute ago, anything that has to do with race or whatever you just sort of move away from.
Why would you do that? Like, why would you?
Yeah.
Why are you turning off people from? Like, to me, it's just potential sales. To me, I'm just gonna keep it real business for right now. Like, for right now, let's just keep it real business. If you throw a tip of a cap to Red Tails, and because of the Tuskegee Airmen, well, why you just gonna make somebody else mad because you didn't name them after their particular group? Just stay away.
Yeah. So yeah, just leave it alone. I agree with you.
Yeah, DC Dogs.
All right.
Everybody.
So yeah, Amazon pulled all the Redskins merchandise, and the minority owners are trying to sell. So that's going to happen. So speaking of things to stay away from, Desean Jackson. So said some things this week. I don't know if he really even said them or he just retweeted something.
He retweeted them. But when you retweet and you're the more famous person that's doing like if he'd have retweeted an Obama quote, it would have been still attributed to Obama.
Yes.
But when you retweet something from somebody who ain't famous or whatever it might be, and or if you're the more famous person, then you get the credit for it. You know what I mean? Now, the worst person in this situation is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Why is that?
Because they already set a precedent. First of all, they showed their whiteness when they come out and said what was tweeted by Desean was appalling and offensive. Those were their words by the Philadelphia Eagles. But when their white wide receiver just a few years ago said the N-word several times, they said, we're going to get with some outside people and try to help him understand what he said and how it was wrong.
Whatever happened to him?
He got to stay on the team. He ain't getting in no trouble. That's what I'm saying. So they have set a precedent. All you can do now is the same thing you did to the white guy and say, hey, Desean, that was wrong. We're going to get you some help, make you understand what you said was wrong and how it was wrong and how it affect people. Because that's what you did with the white guy.
Well, Desean already said those things for himself. So Philadelphia should agree with those.
He said he was wrong and he apologized. He apologized immediately and it was a retweet. However, what he said wasn't wrong, but it wasn't right. What he was trying to say, this is what makes it wrong. What he was trying to say was that Jewish people, black people need to be like Jewish people, get together, right? Collect their money together and move forward. But that ain't how it came out. Right. And I learned this in college. When you're the author, you are responsible for how the reader comprehends it. Yeah. Which, by the way, just let me respect all people who have ever written a book, because difficult. You're writing something and you got to have mostly everybody that read it has to come up with the same thought process. Yeah. And that's hard to do if you're an author and you only got 280 characters, let alone be a football player with 280 characters that you're retweeting.
Here's the deal for me with Desean Jackson. This is a quote that's attributed to Adolf Hitler, but it's not actually Adolf Hitler, I think, that actually did it. But here's just a bit of common sense for anybody ever. Don't ever quote Adolf Hitler on anything. If you think you're quoting Adolf Hitler, don't say it. If you're starting with, well, Adolf Hitler said, stop right there and finish with nothing good.
I got one better.
Yeah.
Herm Edwards. Coach Herm said, don't press in.
Don't press in.
Man, get on social media, man. You can't win. You can't win. Like what can you possibly gain from, man, if I was somebody of that nature with that kind of money and that kind of clout and stature that I could lose, I would have a professional write my tweets. I just would not. I would not. I'd be like, I don't care if dude had to be with me every day, and I'd be like, you know what? This is what I'm feeling. This
He'd
is what
have
I
to
want to say.
rewrite those words for you.
Man, go ahead and rewrite that for me, bro. Like I ain't fit, man. I wish I'd be just like Charles Barkley right now. I ain't got no social media. I ain't even.
Yeah.
Even now on my social media, it. I've never had a ton of followers. It's not hard to get them, right? But I ain't that concerned with y'all.
It's not. How do we get them for the show then?
Oh, pictures of naked girls.
Oh, I ain't messing with that. We ain't
See,
doing
I was just saying. You know this. You go on social media right now. Everybody that got naked boobs or naked booty, they got trillions of followers. Like they ain't never seen naked boobs and
that.
naked
Yeah.
booties before. But these naked boobs and booties is suddenly I gotta follow. I don't know why that is. Like it's crazy
Well,
to me.
I think you need to go get your glamour shots and do a and
I ain't,
you know.
I ain't got boobs no more, brother. I be in the
Well,
gym.
I ain't talking
Look,
about the
I know you
boobs,
see
man. You got that slick looking Barry White beard, and
my Barry White though.
it's always Barry White, man, because that's what it looks like. Who
Yeah.
else is it? Who else is it?
I wish I had Barry White's voice though.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be nice. Let me
yeah,
out.
that'd
Yeah,
be all right. I sound like Barry White when I get really sick.
I
I got
sound
this
like Barry
really
White
deep.
if I smoked 6 cigars.
Yeah, all right. We'll start smoking cigars before we do the show.
Yeah, that works. I had a lady the other day told me I sound gay. I was
Really?
like, have you never heard a proper speaking black guy? Is that what the problem is? She's like, you
Didn't,
sound gay. I was like, you lucky that I'm very comfortable with my sexuality,
yeah,
or you might sound like you got a busted nose, but I'm
yeah.
cool.
Well, didn't you tell me one time somebody when we were working at the Beagle said they told you they thought I was gay, but I guess
Yeah,
because I didn't chase girls around all the
yeah.
time like Dre
Yeah,
and
they
Levette.
thought you was gay because you didn't chase the ladies. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway,
I
so
tell
yeah, that's
because gay people are quite fashionable.
that's right. Anyway, moving on. Again, things we don't want to talk about. So I wanted to say this. I said this last week too, and I just thought it was funny. So the NFL Players Association told agents to educate their players on the COVID-19 virus risk factors. And my response to that was,
Duh.
duh.
There is no other response for that.
Where have you been for 6 months? Have you?
That's
It's just
crazy.
the dumbest thing.
That's crazy. I guess you know what? I mean, I guess it's possible that you could be one of those people that they just get away from it all. I mean,
Yeah.
like the one thing in this pandemic is, I mean, I work from home, so I literally go to the store and go to the gym. That's pretty much it. Like
And I go to work.
at least,
Yeah.
especially since I took my son home. When my son was here, we got out in the world and did things, but we didn't have
Yeah.
that second wave of Corona at that time.
Like
But
it's
since the second wave, I've been all about, man, it's a pandemic. I ain't wearing no man. Man, they got me with the second wave, brother. I'm around here. I'm about to put on like a snowsuit and a motorcycle helmet. I'm like, all right, I believe. I believe. Listen, you want to tell you how much I believe? I was on Amazon. I bought me some. I wear the mask that you can pull over like that you like use on
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
motorcycle.
yeah,
Man, just bought 6 of them joints. I got a good deal. I think it was like $12.
yeah.
So I just bought I bought 6 of them on Amazon. They supposed to be here Sunday. So
They
I'm
have the like Chicago Bears ones and stuff like that, right?
no, I'm not gonna put the bears on my mouth because I might mess around and cuss them. It's like your words have power, Dave. People don't know this, man, but the words that you speak, you have power. Like if you, I
We
mean, that's
talked
why
about this.
every day, brother, I be up saying, you know what I mean, my blessings is coming. I know they coming, but you got those people out there talking about I can't breathe, I can't breathe. That's like saying a chant, if you will. You bringing that on to yourself somehow, and I ain't gonna never, you know what I mean. So I try to stay as positive. I had enough negativity in my life, so I try to stay as positive as possible. So no,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna put the
Well, we
bears on my mouth because I'll mess around and be like, y'all ain't, and then they 0-16. So
well,
I ain't gonna do it.
we talked about the words having power before because there was a woman at work that said, "Hey, have you heard from that woman in Vietnam?" And I hadn't heard from her like 2 weeks, and like
Boom,
30 seconds later, she texted me,
boom,
"You know what? That happened again yesterday." Because I
boom.
hadn't talked to her in like a week and a half, and she said, "Have you heard from her?" And then I got a text from her last night. So twice that happened. All right, moving on. Here we go. NBA. So NBA for the remainder of the season or the beginning of the second season or whatever you want to call it, they're going to paint Black Lives Matter on all three courts being used in Orlando. So I think that's a great thing, but that to me that kind of proves Kyrie Irving wrong about, hey, we're not using the platform and whatever else. I mean, it's on the courts now. It's in every shot. It's in all this other kind of stuff. So I think that's a good thing that they're doing.
I ain't even finna go there with you on Kyrie. I love me some Kyrie because we're cut from that same cloth. But I don't know which show I said this on. Kyrie is straight from the middle of that cloth, and I'm on the end of the cloth where I'm able to attract other things, that I might drag along and pick up, whether they may be good or bad. Kyrie live in a different world, brother. I ain't even finna go there with him. I do think Black Lives Matter is a good start. I ain't gonna try to pretend. We hit on this last week. We'll talk about last week. But the NBA always been front and center on Black everything, right?
Yeah.
Even in the times where these are very, very precocious times, but I would rather still live now than the 1960s. You know what I mean? Or the 1950s.
Oh, Lord,
but that
yes.
didn't mean nothing. The NBA, Boston Celtics, and which was a very racist town at that time, and some people say still is.
It still is.
Bill Russell was the head coach. We ain't care nothing about all what y'all got to say. The NBA always been front and center. And not with just Black. They got female refs, bro. The NBA has always been front and center and leading the way when it comes to sports and the world, what's going on in the world. And I'm cool with Black Lives Matter. I just I'm you live and you learn. Last week I said they should have did more. This week I feel like I'm gonna just wait for the next. I know they're gonna do something else. I have faith in them because they have shown that they'll lead the way in these situations. So we'll wait and see. Black Lives Matter is a great start. They dropped the ball on the jerseys.
I'm not sure.
They dropped the ball on the jerseys though. How you gonna say we can't put? They gave the players a list of stuff they could put on the jerseys, but no dead people, no deceased people was the actual.
What's on the list?
I would probably say the things that's on the list. I think it's like 30 different things, and maybe 5 of them are like something. I think we're not going to see a range. We're going to see maybe 5 different things. I mean, again, I'm not putting up. Ray playing in the league, you're going to see my name. My name is. You're going to see my name. That's what I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Maybe put temporary tattoo on my forehead, but my jersey is team name and my name. That's just how my thought process works.
I always liked when they put stuff on the shoes, because you always get good shots of the shoes from the media and whoever's covering that kind of stuff. And I always thought that was really cool. And then, you could auction off those shoes after the game and stuff like that. I always thought that was kind of cool.
Now, the reason why I'm saying, I mean, again, the NBA lead the way, right? They lead the way in social stuff. The only reason they drop the ball is because then they turn around in the WNBA, you're allowed to put
the names on the jerseys.
Names on the jersey. So, like, maybe it's marketing. Maybe we want y'all to watch the WNBA, which people don't. So maybe I don't know what the reasoning is behind that. And I know the WNBA and the NBA are not the same thing.
Yeah.
but we know that there is no WNBA without the NBA. We know that most of the executives and coaches and all that other stuff, a lot of them come from the NBA. So it don't seem right. It just don't seem right that in one professional, then the professional male league, no deceased. In the professional female league, you can put a deceased. So it just something about that don't seem right. So I feel like they dropped the ball on that, but they do get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to social matters because they always leading the way.
Yeah, I agree. That's one of the things I love about the NBA. Okay, so next, let's see, where are we at? So Avery Bradley opted out for the restart, and this is what we talked about this. So J.R. Smith joined the Lakers. So I was like, well, how much help is J.R. Smith going to be at the Lakers? I mean, redemption. It's like you got one more chance to
We
please
got one more
LeBron
chance
James.
to go in the right direction.
Yeah. Not throw the ball away this time.
Don't throw it away, Jr. Just throw it to LeBron, dog. Whatever the case may be, if you don't know what to do, give it to LeBron.
That's right. So J.R. Smith. Okay, good luck to you, man. I don't know how much time you're going to get there. Like you said, I don't know who else is going to play in front of you. Avery Bradley's out, so like we said, it's not going to be David Caruso.
KCP.
KCP.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where the line is drawn. I'm trying to think. Did Avery Bradley start? Who was the starter?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Well, now he's not going to start now. And let's be honest, J.R. Smith did win Sixth Man of the Year before. That's where
he did.
That's where he should make his money at.
Years
Let's
ago.
not pretend that J.R. What we really should be questioning is it's been a minute since we last seen J.R. And then what we remember was not good. So I think JR can fit in maybe a more older, wiser version than Avery Bradley. But if he can get 10 minutes, Dave, he ain't got to give me 10 minutes in crucial defensive moments. Maybe hit 2 shots, one from the corner, one from the top. We're going to give you one moment to do JR things where you just go off the cuff and just do your thing.
Yeah.
And then one moment where we don't stand you in the corner and, maybe you hit it, maybe you don't. But 10 minutes, he got 10 minutes in him, Dave. That's all they need. You know what I mean? And if you playing well and you playing defense, then we leaving you in the game because they need defense, right?
Yeah.
While we on Avery Bradley, let's just be real about it. The Clippers ain't got Lou Williams, so I ain't worried. I got the Lakers winning it all.
Did they finally decide he's not going to be there? Because Doc said he
is on the same committee with Kyrie Irving, brother.
Oh, okay.
they in the same boat.
They're starting that new league together.
I mean, I don't know if Lou is about starting a new league. He's just thinking that playing will take away from the platform of Black Lives Matter. And you got to have it. Yeah. Listen, I love Lou Williams, but how many people in the world that don't follow sports know who the hell Sweet Lou is? Lou Williams ain't got no doggone platform if he ain't balling. Lou Williams need the ball. If LeBron said, hey, I'm not playing, then we're going to make some news because LeBron James got a platform whether he play or not play because his name, he has built a name for himself that is so huge, so large, right? And then, he with Nike. So if he decided not to play, Nike would do something to make sure that his message got out.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But Lou Williams, I love Lou Williams. Sweet Lou, just light him up, man. Yep, man. But Lou Williams not playing that he ain't got no platform. But you need to play. But he has said he is not playing. They have I think they got a couple days left before they got to make up their mind. I'm not sure.
Well, so travel started to the bubble, I think, yesterday.
Okay.
So folks are moving in right now. So moving on, Adam Silver was talking about that, and he said, the bubble could still be popped, if you get 1 or 2, because I don't know what they're going to do, man. If one guy tests positive, I mean, aren't the way they're doing it now, they do the contact tracing, and if somebody tests positive, then whoever he was near has to quarantine for like 14 days. So how are they going to do that if one guy...
Turn that crap off your phone. It's bad enough these people listening to our conversation. Now you're going to COVID-19 tracing on my phone. You downloading this trash on my phone. Didn't even ask me or nothing.
What I'm
just saying, turn that off your phone, man.
LeBron. I mean, if LeBron gets COVID-19, they know it. You've been in contact with Anthony Davis. You've been in contact with J.R. Smith because you've been in contact with the guys on the other team that you're posting up. So that's what I'm saying is I don't know how it's going to work. If LeBron came down with the COVID-19, then
that mean everybody I just played with in the last game. Like for example, that's exactly what they did. Rudy Gobert tested positive, and they said
shut it down.
And the other team immediately started testing, or anybody that thought they were sick, they started testing. So you're basically saying if somebody catch it, are we in that same situation? I think that probably there was a point in time where every hour you could change your mind about COVID-19. You was getting information almost every hour. Now I think we're probably at about a weekly basis.
Yeah.
So I think that we just have more information on COVID. There's probably more information to learn and to absorb ourselves in. But they playing this season.
I
They
guess,
playing
man. But if one
this
teammate
season.
tests positive, I guess everybody else is playing until they test positive too.
I'm
I
honestly
guess.
hoping just maybe one big name, not named LeBron or Anthony Davis, just test positive. I just want to. It's fun to me. It's like basketball Survivor. Yo,
Well, no, you're out.
you out. Next man up. Let's go.
You
Yeah,
are the
yeah,
weakest
yeah.
link.
I know he averaged 25 and you only averaged 2. Do the best you can, though.
Yeah. Average 6 now.
Basketball Survivor, dude. I love it. Let's get it
So
popping.
they said that this bubble is going to cost $150 million to implement, and I don't know what they're going to get for $150 million, but man, that's like 2 people testing positive could just waste $150 million.
Just want to play the first game.
Yeah.
If you get through the first game, all you gotta do is charge Budweiser, AT&T, and whoever else is paying advertising. Just charge them Super Bowl money.
Yes.
Just,
And that make it up.
and it's gonna be $5 million for 30
Because,
seconds because the
like,
NBA is back.
5 franchises have already had to close their practice facilities because of positive COVID-19 tests. So several Pelicans tested positive. DeAndre Jordan tested positive. Spencer Dinwiddie tested positive. All these other guys.
DeAndre didn't want to play. That Joker didn't. He just didn't want to. DeAndre think a lot of himself, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He think he's special. I mean, like real. He think he also kind of special. You don't do nothing but rebound, DeAndre. Come on,
block
bro.
shots.
That's how he blocked. He used to block shots.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. I haven't paid attention since he left.
That's what I'm saying. Like the idea of the Mavericks courting you and the Clippers locking you in a room. Like he think he's special.
Yes.
Like, come on, dog. He don't want to play. He don't want to play. Kyrie and Kevin ain't playing. He's like, what's the point? Should I play? Dude, you ain't that special. Come on, dog.
I would not have paid him that money if I was Mark Cuban.
He had 2 boogers in his left nostril and decided he had COVID. He ain't even got a positive test, man.
Allegedly.
He ain't got it. I ain't alleging nothing. DeAndre Jordan do not have COVID.
All right. His name is Raymond Shagag.
Hey, man, why you saying my name on the public airwaves like that, man?
You said it last week. Oh, wait. Not last week. Anyway, I'll edit that out.
My name is not for public knowledge unless they paying us. When they start paying us, I'm gonna change a lot. They gonna say, Ray, you sold out. I'm like, you damn right I did.
Yeah, and look at my money now. So anyway, the basketball tournament started. The basketball tournament. I think that's a stupid name. I wish they'd do something else. Started last Saturday, and man, they are missing a lot of money. Like putting this thing on TV. They play these games at 2:00 and 4:00 Eastern time, which means it's here in Dallas it's 3:00 and 1:00 in the afternoon. Man, I would watch this if I came home and watched it after work. I got to work. I can't watch that at 2:00 and 4:00 in the afternoon. They're missing all kinds of money.
Especially now.
Yeah.
People that would
nothing else to watch.
Nothing else to watch. We need sports. Why they put that on at 6 p.m.? They could at least say, no, you know what? It's the basketball tournament. We're not talking about the NBA finals. They could have put that on at 8:00, 9:00 East Coast time. They ain't got nothing else to do. They ain't like they got no real careers.
Yeah.
So they could have been playing at 8, 9 o'clock, and the whole country could have watched.
Absolutely. I don't know what they're thinking. I originally, was going to talk about the basketball tournament and see how their bubble's working and all this other kind of stuff. But I looked at the games today because I was going to see if I could watch one tonight or something like that. And they're in the afternoon.
They're just working. I heard it on one of the sports shows by none other Jared Sullinger. I was wondering what happened to that fact. He coached Carmen's crew. They were the defending champions, and I think they just lost today, as a matter of fact. But man, I've been looking for Jared Sullinger. I was like, man, that dude out there coaching now in the basketball league. So He's talking about trying to get back, trying to get into coaching like in the NBA or college or something like that. But that's
Yeah.
cool, man. I mean, find a second career out there coaching. He said it was by accident too. He said coach couldn't make it or something, and then he was like, "I'll do it." And then he said, "Man, I realized that it was a challenge that I liked and I enjoyed it." And he said, "So now I'm trying to, look to do this further." I was
Right.
like, "Well, that's cool, man, because you wasn't doing nothing else."
Yeah, no kidding. Get you an assistant job with one of these big, big time programs or something
Man,
like that.
he has to be able to go back to Ohio State. I think if he really wanted to,
Yeah,
I mean, like,
they take him.
you gotta be willing to take him. It ain't like you gotta pay me. Like I'm assuming he got a little bit of cash, but I'm sure in that area his name still hold a little bit of weight.
Yeah, probably does. I'm sure. So okay, next, Major League Baseball. So the minor leagues were officially canceled last week.
Good.
So, and I mean, they said, look, all of our money comes from fans being at the games, with concessions and ticket sales and parking and all that kind of stuff. If we have no TV revenues
Ain't
at
no
all,
yeah, which is
so
weird. You would think AAA would have. I mean, like out of all the stuff that baseball do, and everybody's always worried about revenue and always worried about the younger fans, they don't build their game. Like, why can't I watch AAA? Man, I be on my ESPN Plus app watching soccer, bro. I'm sitting there watching some of the stuff down. So why you can't put AAA games on ESPN Plus or
you
something?
know,
You know what I
I
mean?
think for
So
baseball, it's just too many games to watch to be interested in the minor leagues.
okay, we ain't asking you to play everybody. I mean, take the best teams or the best matchups every week, and whatever little money. I ain't. I'm not saying they gotta have a same deal, even remotely close. It don't have to be structured the same way that Major League is, but they could all divide that money up. What you could be one of those teams that never ever play in these ESPN Plus televised games, right? You could
Yeah.
never be, but you still get part of the money because you're part of the league.
Well, you know what they
And I'm
did
just
when I
talking AAA. I ain't talking about Double A.
right. When they lived in England, when I lived in England many years ago, they would do like baseball games, because I mean there's no baseball in England, but they would play a couple of the major league games every week. It'd be like Tuesday night baseball, and they'd play a doubleheader or something like that. So they could do that like a couple times a week, like Wednesday night minor league or Sunday night minor league or something like that, and uh, showcase a couple of games. So I think that's not a bad idea. So they probably should be having some TV revenue, a little bit anyway. I mean, like the Dallas G League team, the Legends, the Texas Legends are
They play
they
local. They on
yeah,
a local TV.
they're on Fox sometimes
Yeah.
and then
But
whatever else. So
but the minor league baseball team in Dallas is not. Now
no,
and they and I this is the first team I thought of, right? Because we have one in here in Las Vegas. Baseball tickets are outrageous. I'm like, why would I give you 25, $35 to sit in the bleachers when I can go to a major league game and sit it way up in the nosebleeds for $8? Why
yeah,
would I give you $25 to sit in your nosebleed? Outrageous. So I thought of them. Obviously, I'm thinking of the places that I have lived that have major minor league teams.
yeah,
But the minor league team, the Frisco team in Dallas,
10, 12
I
bucks, right?
know but I know they like this is not shocking. I don't know how they not have a TV deal. First of all, the Rangers were notorious for a minute there. What's it? Nomar. What's the dude?
Garcia Park,
Not Garcia
no,
Parks. No, no, no,
uh,
no. The dude now he's still on the squad. They haven't traded him yet.
I don't
Anyway,
know,
he went up and down, up. Like
Joey Gallo. They have a
Joey Gallo
great,
too. Like
yep,
the man, people would have loved to have seen. Like
absolutely,
Triple A, you're just one injury away from being in the major leagues. I'm saying build your. We watch college football for the same reason. I want to know who's gonna be on my team.
yeah,
Like so. We don't watch college baseball until the College World Series, and that's when we find out and be like, "Oh, is this guy going to go pro? Or is he going to go like?" It's crazy how you could be in the College World Series and decide, "Oh, yes, I'm gonna turn pro," and get lost because you got to go through the minor leagues, but you had more fame, more stardom, more clout, but nobody's ever going to be able to follow you for the next 3 to 5 years because you're going to be lost in the minor league
yeah.
system with no TV deal. So I'm
You,
not sure how some of these bigger markets, bigger triple A markets, Dallas, Las Vegas, places of like that don't. How you not have like a local TV deal? It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
I would watch some of the minor league ball here for the
I
Frisco
would
Rough
watch it
Riders.
all day
Yeah,
because I just want to know who's coming.
yeah.
I want to know who's coming.
So the two good things that are might come out of canceling the minor league season is that it's good for expanded rosters for the Major League Baseball teams because they'll need to add like
Access to players.
they're going to start out with like 30 players instead of the 25 they normally have. So yeah, extra guys are ready to get some major league experience. So and also that Korea, Japan, and Taiwan are going to have some great prospects playing over there because they are playing their games. If you can figure out how to get there, you might have to take a speedboat or something like that across the Pacific. But because as far as airliners going back and forth between nations, I don't think much of that's happening right now. So I'm not sure how you get there, but good luck to you. I'm sure they take you right now for some good prospects coming from the States. So
I mean, they are listen. They playing stupid Korean baseball on my doggone TV,
oh
but
yeah,
the teams can't get a doggone TV deal. Man, come on, man.
right. Well, nothing's on TV right now. That's why
People, I can't even pronounce their name.
as soon as anybody is playing right now, the Korean and the Taiwan leagues are going to go away in it. Yeah. So, but hey, enjoy that revenue while you can, getting that revenue from the States on their commercials and all that stuff for your Korean and Japanese and Taiwan teams. So, but training camp started on Friday. So the way they're going to do this with their bubble is like they're doing COVID tests every other day. And all camps are held in your home stadiums at home cities. So they're not going anywhere. So what day of the first game is supposed to start? Do you know, for Major Leagues?
No idea. The only question that's coming in my mind is we going to the game? Like, we going to the baseball game? I'm just assuming they're going to be empty. It's going to be enough people saying, I ain't going.
Yeah. Well, did you hear that? Because nobody's going, that the rooftop seats at Wrigley are going for $350 a piece.
Is that cheap? Because the Cubs, Dave,
I think that's expensive.
You have violated preachers from the breachers. Rule number one: no scrub talk.
The only reason I make this point is because they might be the only baseball seats in America where you can sit and watch a game live.
Fair enough.
And that's why instead of $10 or $25, they're going for $350 a piece. So there you go. Some cool stuff about the major leagues is there are a bunch of rule changes this year. So all games, no matter whether you're National League or American League, have a DH, which I love because I like the DH anyway.
Yeah. Who doesn't like the DH? What's wrong with people? Like, first
National
of all,
League.
it just keeps the older dudes. I mean, Big Poppy played what, 5-6 years too long, all because he could play DH. Couldn't do nothing else. He could hit that ball though.
And nobody likes to see pitchers hit, man, because they're terrible at it.
And that's the funniest thing. They're terrible at it only because it's been trained out of them.
Yeah.
Usually those cats that's pitching right now, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, were usually the best dude on the team in high school. He could hit it, throw it, run. He's talking about 5'2" players. And then they say, well, you can pitch, so we only going to focus on that.
Right.
But a lot of them cats
could
hit, because that's where the money is. That's where they focus at. So, but a lot of them dudes used to be able to compound a baseball, and now they can't because they made them focus on pitching. So if that's going to be the case, then absolutely we should have a DH in both leagues. This will be the precursor to getting rid of pitchers hitting forever.
I think they're going to end up being permanent. I agree with you. So one other thing I thought was pretty cool was that they took this from softball. I used to play a lot of softball. They took the softball rule and putting the runner on second base in extra innings.
So we hit the 10th inning, they automatically put somebody on second.
That's correct. Each team has a runner on second. So and I think that's cool because I think it's going to bring back like sacrifice bunts and stuff like that.
You mean bring baseball back?
Yes, bring baseball back.
Let's just start trying to everybody hit a damn home run. Bring back the game of baseball. We need that. We need that. Like I mean, when I was coaching baseball, I had so much to learn, and I realized real quickly how it's some very small, intricate details to the game. You know, they this very exciting about the game that we just threw away because everybody wants to hit home runs. We either want to strike you out or hit home runs. They don't even care if you're giving up home runs. It's either strike out, home run, strike out. That's
Yep.
the game is. That's what the game has become.
I
And
love
that's
this.
baseball. That's something else.
Yeah. Bring some drama back to the game.
Yeah.
I love that.
You got guys out there hitting 40 home runs but striking out 200 times.
Yes.
That ain't baseball.
And then all relief pitchers have to face at least 3 batters, which I love. I think this was a rule actually before the season, before all the cancellation, all that kind of stuff. And
it's not a pandemic rule. It's a rule.
That's correct. But I love that rule. I do, because I hate to see somebody come in and face 1 batter and then leave. It's so stupid.
And then you can't use them tomorrow.
Yes.
So it just make just stupid sense anyway. Since you ain't gonna be able to pitch tomorrow, you might as well get as much out of him today. So it's almost like MLB is helping the clubs. Like, what's the point? Ain't nobody want to see no right fielder pitching, man. We sick of that.
So, and then all schedules for the season are going to be regional, which means I guess the Los Angeles Angels are not going to play the New York Mets or the New York Yankees or anything like that. So
they're going to play the Rangers because that's not regional, but they are in the same division.
So I don't. It says regional now, not divisional. So I don't know if like the Rangers are going to go up to Seattle and play Seattle. I have no idea.
Right, they're in the same division, but that's not regional. So
it's
just going to be what? Texas, Houston. They ain't in the same division.
Arizona, maybe.
Kansas City.
I don't Kansas. So what do they consider region? I don't know.
I don't know what's considered.
Seattle is almost in nobody's region.
Correct, but I can't imagine who would be in the Texas region with Houston and Texas. There's no other team, like you say. Then you got to go way to Arizona. See, Kansas City is closer.
Yeah, it's closer to Chicago too than it is to Seattle or Los Angeles. So, I don't know.
What are you saying? Texas is closer than Seattle is way out in BFE.
Yeah.
So,
well, I know it takes 24 hours to drive from here to Los Angeles. So, but if I'm driving to like 24 straight hours, I mean, you could stop at a hotel or whatever, divide it up. But so, and I don't think it takes that long to drive to Chicago. I think it takes about 18 hours. Yeah, there you go. So Chicago is closer than LA. So maybe.
Right.
Well, Atlanta's only 9 hours away.
I was just going to say Atlanta is closer too.
Yeah. So I don't know what they mean by regional. We'll see. Well, maybe the schedules are out. I haven't seen yet, but that'll be interesting. So I'm looking forward to baseball and see what happens there. Okay, so moving on to the off season, talking about things outside of what's going on currently. But Fight Island is happening. UFC 251 this weekend. The fight, Usman versus Masvidal.
Usman or Usman? I got the black guy.
The black guy.
It's not really because he's black. You know how I pick my fighters, right?
Tell me.
I just picked the ugliest guy.
The ugliest guy.
He ain't got nothing to lose. I mean, like, yeah, I think they 2 good fighters. I think what's it? I can't pronounce it. What's his name? Start with an M.
Masvidal.
Masvidal. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
He talk a little too much.
He's pretty good though. His record is great.
No. He good at what he do. Yeah. But when the time came where they was facing off, the dude just said, "Do something," and Masvidal was backing out. He seemed like he got a little like he ain't want none of that, man. He seemed like he ain't want none of that smoke. But it's too late. He signed his name on the deal, signed his name on the contract. So now he got to show up, and I think it's going to be a whooping.
This was the fight they wanted anyway. Because there was somebody else that they originally had this fight, and if for some reason Masvidal, I think, couldn't fight.
No,
or wouldn't fight. There was some
He didn't want to fight. He was complaining about money. So Masvidal and UFC, and this is all on UFC. Why give him the money now? They actually don't need this fight. Like the according to the experts, because I ain't finna try to sit here and pretend like I know a whole lot about UFC. What I know about is who got hit in the face most, who got twisted up most, right? All the experts were saying that it didn't make sense on, like, he was asking for X amount of dollars. The UFC say no, 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 because he kind of trying to. He had like a slow build, and then that slow build just went. It went like a quick burst in those last 2-3 fights. He just kind of killed these cats. So whatever the case might be, he asked for a lot more money than the UFC was willing to pay. Now they was more willing to pay, but I have no idea why. They could have just waited for UFC 252, but
Yeah.
they paid him, and he said he didn't get what he wanted. He said, but they gave me enough that I'm gonna be at 251.
Well, yeah. So I mean, this is the fight that everybody wanted to see in the first place, from what I understand, is that these two guys square off. So,
I'll be
and
watching.
Fight Island is now in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates.
I don't know why we didn't know that Fight Island was in Abu Dhabi.
Well,
We've been talking about Fight Island for a long
Well,
time. We can go back to like show number 3.
yes, but I don't think they knew where Fight Island was. They kept saying, "Oh, maybe it's off the coast of California, or maybe it's somewhere in the Caribbean or something." I don't think Fight Island was a concept and not necessarily a hard location yet.
He had legitimately had an island. I want to say 6 weeks ago. He had an island 6 weeks ago. That's what I'm saying. When he said, if you recall, he had got the island, and ESPN called him and said, he said, I got a call from, he said, you can't get much higher than this guy, and said, don't do this. So he had Fight Island. I just didn't. That's what I'm saying. He was ready to go, and ESPN said, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, because they got a contract with each other now. So they was telling him, no, let's not do that. And for Corona reasons, I'm sure, if I recall. And so that the actual location has been there for a minute. We just didn't know it was out there in oil land.
Yeah.
Is it oil or is it technology? What they do out there?
In Abu Dhabi, it's in United Arab. I don't know what they do out there.
It's oil, man. It's oil.
It's in the Middle East. I mean, I know Saudi Arabia and all that's oil.
It's oil money now, because I'm not finna check no facts right at this moment. So it's
all right. Yeah, well, that's Middle East, so oil. It's close to. It's not far from Saudi Arabia. So yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, so also Stanford is cutting 11 varsity sports programs because of the COVID-19 and worsening finances.
And say the last part again. Say the last part.
And worsening finances.
Well, one more time for the people that didn't understand you.
And worsening
money.
Yeah, my bad.
They ain't cut basketball or football.
No, do you know what they cut? Did you see what they cut? It's like rowing, squash, some other
two things that should have been cut anyway. Well, so you mean they giving out scholarships for rowing?
I don't know if they rowing. Yeah, I kind of like rowing, man. I like watching rowing.
They're giving out scholarships for rowing.
Squash. I'm not watching.
You're not feeling me. Stay with me, man. I got a 12-year-old. I was just on a kayak with about 3 weeks ago, bro. They giving out scholarships for rowing?
Yes, they are.
Man, I'm about to call my son right now, dog. You got to get on this, man. You out there trying to get your kayak.
Dude, you would not believe the things they give scholarships for. You know, Scott, my boss, went to college on a water skiing scholarship.
What in the blue blazers?
He told me that the first time, and I thought he was lying. I thought he was crazy. They don't give water skiing scholarships, but apparently they do in South Louisiana. So, and sir, you got to look up all the stuff they give scholarships on.
I didn't know, but I knew. How many times have you, man, you have heard me even say to my kid, ain't paying for no college. Only stupid people pay for college. Like me, still paying for it. They giving out free money. You got to get yours, athletic or academically. Don't pay for college. So get that money.
All right. Next week, we're gonna do the top 5 list of scholarships. The goofiest scholarships they give to college, because if they give a scholarship for squash, that's pretty freaking goofy. But anyway, I'm gonna research this week and come up with some stuff, because I think it's funny, some of the stuff they give scholarships for. But anyway, so yeah, Stanford is the first one that I've heard of so far that's cut varsity sports. So we'll see how that goes. All right, and it's time. We're moving into tailgating for You Suck.
You suck. It's probably my favorite one, and I owe this all to you, man, because I turned You Suck into a segment, but
You did.
I mean, you kind of started it today. For me, I'm going first, Dave. I know I ain't gonna wait for you
No,
to
have
set
at
it
it.
up, but look here. ESPN Radio had a radio lineup shakeup. Was that Trey Wingo and Mike Golick
Yep.
Senior out? Mike Greenberg back in. He got to do TV and radio. Max Kellerman back into the radio. He got to do TV and radio. It's almost like they doubled down, but then they didn't double down. Then they went and got out. Was that Keyshawn Johnson and Jay Williams, the basketball Jay Williams?
Yep.
They gonna do the morning show with some cat whose name I can't pronounce. But more importantly, the persons they didn't call was us. There's no way in hell that some of these people they putting on the radio is better than us. We be ESPN, you suck.
I agree.
Hire a brother.
We should be getting those contracts. That should have been coming to Preachers from the Bleachers. We even got the name Preachers from the Bleachers
already. Well,
so,
maybe next time.
Yep. Maybe next time. All right. For my You Suck, I'm going with Skype. That's right. Skype. So you'll notice, I hope you guys all enjoyed our show last week. Oh, wait, you didn't. You know why? Because Skype did not record it. Because we did an hour show last week, and I went to stop recording, and it had never started. Now, if you have ever recorded something on Skype, you click the button that says start recording, which I did, and then the screen will reset. It'll go black and it'll show one side and the other, and then it'll go back to your face. And it did that as well. So everything indicated that I was recording last week's show. And we get to the end after an hour of talking about this stuff, and it was a pretty good show. I thought we had a good time.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And lo and behold, I go to check whether or not it was recording, and it was not. So Skype, you suck. Like if you're recording with a camera, that camera always has a red light on that you can tell is recording. There is nothing on this screen right now that tells me I am recording this.
It's on this side though.
It's on, but on Ray's side, it says somewhere that David is recording.
Correct.
So, Skype, you suck.
Big donkey dong suck.
All right. So, done with that segment this week. So, what you got for Ray's rumination?
Ray's rumination. Rumination. Anyway, I just want to do a shout out to my top 5 followers.
Uh-oh.
People who listen to the show on a regular basis or semi-regular basis or whenever we actually put a podcast up. So number 5 is Lisa in New York.
Lisa, what's up?
Man, I ain't heard from her since she got them underwear. She got this right size, but don't be shy, girl. I need socks too. Number 4 is Judy in Disguise. It's probably going to go over your head. Number 3 is my mama. My mama, number 3. I love you, mama, but you number 3. You need to listen a little more to your boy. I'm just saying. Moms? Number 2 is a comeback. Albert from the Brotherhood is a number 2 fan. My number 2 fan on my list. And then number 1 is Terry from Around the Way. That's all I got for Ray's Reminiscence.
Around the Way. All right. So, and I know what Judy in Disguise means. You're going with some Elton John song there, Judy in Disguise with Diamonds?
Perhaps.
All right, perhaps. All right, so
always giving the jokes away, man. Like somebody was
you challenged me. You challenged me.
What state is In Disguise in? You just give it away. Just give you. Good Lord.
All right. So I had 2 things. I forgot one of them, but I'm going to go with this. I read this today on some news website that Scrabble is going to ban all ethnic slurs from tournaments. So I played Scrabble before, and I'm all right. I don't know that I'm tournament good. I probably wouldn't be. I'd need a lot of practice, but I tell you what, if a word is in the dictionary and it's a word And I got the letters on my little row there of my 7 letters on Scrabble, and there's a double or triple word score sitting there. I'm gonna play honky.
I'm just saying, and you should. As you
so
should.
so don't tell me you're gonna like. It's not like I'm calling somebody this.
I'm just playing the game.
This is Scrabble.
I'm just trying to use that doggone K.
That's right. So I mean, Scrabble, man, you're going overboard with the. I mean,
They
it's
going
a
over.
word. It's in the dictionary. I'm gonna use it. I'm not calling somebody names.
I ain't played Scrabble since 1995. I was at my uncle's house and I was playing with, I don't know if he was playing, but his wife, Auntie Renita. Hi, Auntie Renita. We was playing and I ain't played because they didn't like my word usage, reefer. And she said reefer is not a word.
Look it up.
And I said, it is a word. She challenged. Reefer was in the dictionary and she got mad because she was like, but that's not how you meant it. It doesn't matter how I meant it. It's in the dictionary and it's a word. Right? Why is she trying to get all personal about my glaucoma and stuff? What I'm talking about? Because you don't know what you're trying.
Can't even say the word.
Yeah, it's a word. It don't matter how you might have think I was using it in my head. Right? I used reefer. Them E's had to go, man. I had to get it up out of there.
Yeah. So Scrabble, do better. So, and that's all I got for the week, man. So I think that's a good show. Covered some stuff that we covered from last week again.
Pat Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes.
All about the Benjamins, baby. I just want, boy, why we should have had some P. Diddy All About the Benjamins music right now. That would have been perfect. Pat Mahomes, holler at your boy. I need a $3 loan. Hook me
up. I can hook that up. I might be able to edit that in at the end. So, man, I want to know, how do I become a member of somebody's entourage? How does that work? How do I get in touch with Pat and become a member?
Big Dave, I'll just be Patrick Mahomes' dog right now. Yeah, I mean, his damn dog live better than me. Let's be honest.
He's eating filet mignon for the rest of his life, that dog.
Damn dog live better than a lot of us, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? All the belly rubs you can get.
All right, man, we're going to call this one. So you guys have a good night. We'll see you next week. And I'm gonna go click stop recording, and it does actually say stop recording this week. So we did record a show.
Corner to see if it stopped.
Later, guys.